think a lot of people equate a lot of your music with the Beatles because it's very melodic like the Beatles. But I heard you say that you were not a Beatles fan. You thought the Beatles were just a bunch of white boys trying to sound black.
Yeah, that's almost most people in the black community felt that, you know.
Really?
Yeah, because they were just playing songs that we had already been writing, you know, and it's true. They wanted to sound like, you know, the rock and roll in America, Chuck Berry and Little Richard. I mean, think about it. Paul McCartney, when he goes, woo, that's Little Richard. He tells you that, you know. So for me at the time, I had already listened to all those bands that the Beatles were listening to. So when they came out, it didn't bring it to a full circle for me because I was a black kid. It brought it to a full circle for all the white kids. Mm-hmm. It was a new music that they could identify with. And I saw that. I remember that I never bought a Beatle record. I never sat down and really played a Beatles song, but I know them all. Why is that? Because the Beatles were everywhere. You just knew their songs, and there was great things that they put in their music. I mean, the harmonies and the just the innovations that they did. I took those and put them into, you know, what I do, and with Little Richard and all those other people and Led Zeppelin and everybody else too. And so you'll hear a lot of Beatle influence in what I do. Ty and Jerry even said that I make up Beatle harmonies, but they just made sense to me. For Ty and Jerry, on the other hand, they are complete Beatle fans. Beatles are number one to both of them. So the marriage between the three of us, I think that Beatle thing just had to come out.
Well, so do you feel like the later Beatles though, that they, cause I hear what you're saying, especially with the early Beatles. Mm-hmm. I mean, they sound very much like the Chuck Berrys and stuff, but then they kind of evolved into this with the Sgt. Peppers and all that stuff. I feel like it was very different, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was different, but the songs, I hope I can say this without getting, you know, hated on, but their songs to me were goofy and poppy. They were too pretty. And some of Mother McGinn, it was like, I listened to that shit and when I listened to vaudeville in grade school, you know, and I just didn't see the coolness of it. I still don't. When I put a Beatle record on, just try to listen to it, these songs pop up and I go, these are just... To me, I didn't relate to them. They're traditional, maybe English songs or, you know, whatever you want to come up with. And they're great songs. Don't get me wrong. Word-wise, progression-wise. I mean, Paul McCartney knew how to put them little pieces together and make a real good ditty. Don't get me wrong. I think it was just, there was the soul that I'm used to in black music was something that the white community hadn't really learned yet. Because soul music and singing like Aretha Franklin, that's not something that we're born with. You learn it. Mm-hmm. That's why you got so many white people now that can out-sing black people, because it took a few generations, you know. And so that's what was the Beatles for me, is if Paul McCartney had a little bit more soul, I would have listened to him. And he would get there close, but I would go, no, he ain't there yet. When he went, oh, darling, please, I will never do you no harm. I'm going, okay. But then it was like, that was it. I'm going, come on, give me some more. And it was back to, you know, the soft stuff. So, you know, I'm a really super picky musician to a fault. It's like, God, I hate everything unless it gives me goosebumps. And if it gives me goosebumps, I worship it. Okay. You know, and there's no in-betweens for me.
That's what makes music so great, though. Is it like, I mean, there's some people that say the Beatles are the best band ever made, and you say you don't like them. I love that. I love the different opinions. So what was the band, when you first started listening to rock, that really blew you away, that you said, wow, this is it. What was your Beatles?
I was going to college.